Hi, everybody. This is Phyllis. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. God bless you. I hope everybody's doing well since the last time I talked with you. And we're here to read some affirmations, get some good positive vibes going. If you have some affirmations your favorite affirmation that you'd like to send to me, and we can read it on air, I'd love to do that. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. When God provides it, it is complete and impartial. When God supplies it, it is complete and impartial. That doesn't even need to even be touched. It's very clear. Um, Never let a bad situation steal your joy. Bring out the best in you. Always, always. Whatever we go through, whatever we go through, we have to consciously say, okay, I am going to put out my best foot. I'm going to put my best foot forth because that's the only way, to make it happen. You want to, every situation that we get to, and I want to try to make this as clear with no misunderstandings, we have to try consciously to think about God. What would He want us to say? How would He want us to handle the situation? And then we do it accordingly. Okay, so stay positive and be the person that God made you. Stay positive and be the person that God made you to be. Be the person that God made you to be. Be you. Don't be somebody else. Don't try to be like the Joneses. Be like you. God made you. Each individual. Don't try to, we're all the designers, this and that, and still struggling to pay the water bill. You don't have to do that. Be you. Be comfortable in the skin that God gave to you, the skin that you were born in. Okay? Listen, you are given this life. You are given this life because you are strong enough to live it. I don't think that you would be in this life. I don't think God would have given you this life if He didn't feel that you were strong enough to live it. Just like, people say, He don't give you no more than what you can handle. So it was purposely done. It was written before we even got here. And we know that. We know that. We're very well aware of that. Um, I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in because I just noticed that it's not plugged in. So please bear with me. Excuse me for my grandson is my tech guy, but he kind of left me a little. We can adjust. We can adjust. Here we go. Fantastic. Okay. And moving on. You only fail when you stop trying. That's by Albert Einstein. And I know we probably heard that millions of times, right? Well, we never stop trying because we believe in God. He has our back. So we keep moving and keep moving forward. And we keep trying to be better and better people. That's what we do. Um, so we're not going to stop. We're strong. Failure is not in our vocabulary. No. Um, just moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Okay? Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seed you plant. So my interpretation of that is that you cannot judge because you did something good this day and then you're expecting the rewards. I believe when you do something and you do something and you do something without expecting anything, whatever you need will be there for you. He's going to supply you with whatever you need. Okay, so we can't expect that if we do something nice, that we're going to get this big reward. That's not how the system works. You continually do something, you continually be a wonderful person, you continually spread sunshine wherever you go. And if regardless of thinking that your reward is going to be right behind you, because it just doesn't work that way. And I kind of like this one. I'm going to read this one to you. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. It just blooms. It's not saying, "Are you blooming faster than I am?" It's not saying to the flower, "You are so much more beautiful colors than I have," or "You have so many more leaves than I have." No, flowers just grow. They're beautiful all on your own, all individual, uh, all different colors and all different sizes and different textures. Flowers just grow. They just grow. Don't worry about what's growing next to you. You grow your best you. Don't worry about the other guy. If your dreams don't scare you, now if you're a person who have dreams, I'm a dreamer, I'm a big dreamer. So if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. They're not big enough. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. Okay, my dreams are so big, they terrify me. They terrify me. They always have. And I know people deal with things differently. You might have a good grasp on dealing with your fears and your dreams. And that's great. And it should not stop you from going after that dream, fulfilling that dream because of your fears. Fears will cripple an individual. It really would, because there's graveyards full of bright, wonderful, inventive, idealistic people that never created anything, that never did anything. So, you know, the dreams are big, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you from be creating something to be a part of this world, creating something that your imagination dreamt up in a dream, or you grew up with a dream of your own, and this is something that you know is something that you've been wanting all your life. Do it. Do it. Don't stop. Do it. You are the creator of your thoughts. And your thoughts could crush you if you let them, but don't let them. Don't let them. You have a good support system here. You're stronger than that. And, nothing beats a failure but a try. So go for it. Okay? Go for it. Now, I'm going to read some power thoughts. And most of these power thoughts are from a lady, a wonderful lady. I believe that she's she speaks the words that I would love to have created. And her name is Louise Hayes. And Louise Hayes passed away last year, but she is so relevant in so many lives, and she's so relevant in my life. She made such a big difference. And if you guys go back and look at some of her work, and you'll see it's just beautiful. Louise Hayes has a very point blank way of saying things to help you. And so this is some of her writings, and I just want to read a little bit to you, okay? I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. We will never have this opportunity to live this day again. So we want to savor every moment. There is riches and fulfillment in everything we do. Each moment of the day is as special to me as the following higher instincts. As I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart, I am at peace. Louise Hayes is just so inspirational. And when you get a chance, please go ahead and look her up. You won't be disappointed. I can release the past and forgive everyone. We must, we may not want to let go of old hurt, but holding on to them keeps us stuck. When I let go of the past, my present moment becomes richer and fuller. I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. They are free, and I am free to move on into new glorious experiences. She is so wonderful. She just so soothing in her words. I embrace success. The word I can't is not in my vocabulary. I refuse to believe my own excuses. I am unstoppable. That's awesome. I embrace success. The word I can't is not in my vocabulary. I refuse to believe my own excuses. I am unstoppable. Now, I found that on the internet this morning, and I got to tell you, it's so true. It's so true. It got me right here. It just really did. For the simple fact is that I don't use the word I can't anymore. I try to teach my family and friends that that's a word filled with doubt and fear and a whole lot of adjectives that are negative. We replace it with I can, of course. And no, it's not in my vocabulary. But we do make excuses for not doing what we know we can do, not doing what it is deemed for us to do, not doing what God ordained us to do. Um, we can make excuses. I did too. When I first started, I said, heck no, I'm not getting in the middle of, I'm not getting out there. I'm not putting myself out there on Front Street so people can criticize me and do all these things. But God said otherwise. And here I am. So don't let people stop you and don't use excuses because I had a lot of excuses and out the door with that crap because it doesn't work. It doesn't play with God. If he gives you something to do and he feels that you are fit to do that, then that's what you do, regardless of whatever hurdles, because he's going to help you knock down those hurdles, regardless of what's going on in your life. He's going to help you get through whatever's going on in your life, regardless of what friends you have, because if they were your true friends, they would try to encourage you. They wouldn't try to discourage you. When God set something on a person, it is so. It is so. And everything that has to come with what that person has to do is so as well. Okay? So everything that you need to do what you have to do will be provided to you as well. Okay? So no excuses. Get out there and just do it. Do it. Okay? All right. Let's see. God work done in God's way will never lack God's supplies. That's so funny because I just finished speaking on when God ordains you to do something, you do it. And then here comes right behind me, and I read it for you again. God's work done in God's way will never lack God's supplies, will never lack God's supplies. That's by Hudson Taylor. Good job, Hudson. So it just reiterated what I said, okay, about doing what you have to do, doing what you need to do. I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, this world is this and this world is that, and people are doing this, and we can criticize everybody else. But do we step up to the plate? Do we say that I can do this? I can be a positive force for the world. That I could be a positive force for other than myself. See, it's, okay. Okay. And then here we go again. When God provides, it's complete, it's impartial. It is. It is totally complete and impartial. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap. I think I just read that one. But by the seed you plant. Okay, when you plant a seed, it takes a while to grow, nourish. You got to give it the water and the plant food, and the God's Son, the Almighty God's Son that I truly believe is God's Son, is the Son that nourishes us every single day. That's who I believe is truly God's Son. I can't say for everybody else because everybody has their own opinions, and we're brought up in a whole lot of different ways. But I believe that the Son is God's work. That's God's Son. That big old orange thing that gives us life, that gives every living thing life, that's God's Son. But that's just my opinion. And please remember, whatever I say here is strictly my opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. That's the way I feel. I believe God put that into me, and that's my belief. Okay? So don't worry about the mistakes. Worry about the chance you miss when you don't even try. Don't worry about the mistakes. Worry about what happened down the line and you didn't even give it a try. I have come across me being a creative person, an inventor. I love to create things that has never been in existence before. So, and when in my early days, um, I have failed to write down some of my inventions or even to give it a second thought, And lo and behold, what do we find? We find 2 weeks, 3 months, 2 years, 5 years, we found something that was my thoughts. Always, we find something that was my thoughts. And so then I regret not taking that step, not believing enough in myself to go ahead and put it down, to create it. And that's what happens. So if something comes to you, don't worry about anything else. Write it down, make it tangible, and go after it. Okay? Go after it. Don't be regretful like I am with so many different products or services that I could have put out there, but I did not because of fear or whatever the case was, or my own excuses for doing whatever I should have done when it first came to me, but I did not do because of whatever excuses I used not to do it. Okay, excuses really only work with the person that's making them. It really doesn't work for the world as an entirety. It doesn't. It works for the person who makes the excuse and they're happy with it. And I was happy with my excuses until I started seeing things being produced and it didn't have my name on it. So you are not a product of your circumstances, but a product of your decisions. And that's by Stephen Corey. Well, Stephen, you're absolutely right. Because I know quite a few people that have grown up in circumstances that are not conducive to a lot of people's life. They made it. They made it. They've done something. It's not your circumstances. Uh, it's your decisions. Because life is all about decisions. Every day we wake up, when we wake up, if we're blessed to wake up. And it's such a blessing. I'm so grateful to have life. But when we wake up, our first decision is if we want to get out of bed or not. What type of thoughts are we having in our head? Am I going to open up my eyes or not? Do I need to pull back the cover or am I going to stay covered? So we've made 5, 6, 7 decisions before we even got out of bed. So not where you come from that is going to define you, but the decisions you make through life will. The outcome of those decisions will. Yes. People forget a lot of things over the years, birthdays, anniversaries. You get my point. But one thing people will never forget, and this is, please, I hope you guys are listening, pay attention. They will never forget the hurtful words, the worst words possible to come out of your mouth to them, especially your family, especially our babies. We have to nurture and take care of our babies. We have to make sure that they have good things in their mind, in their spirit, in their soul. We have to take care of our babies. We have to take care of the ones we love, our husband, our wives. We have to take care of our partners. We have to take care of our neighbors. It's just the right thing to do. Hurtful words last a lifetime. Somebody ever said something to you, you think about it periodically? When they first said it to you, you thought about it over and over and over again. Wow, you really said that to me? That's what you really think of me? Even though they came back and they apologized. Oh, I'm so sorry for saying that. I was angry. I was, upset. I was mad, whatever. Another excuse. Whatever that they come back to tell you about apologizing for what happened. But that's okay. That's okay. But you have to know what comes out of your mouth. Because just the way that person hurt you, you have the power to hurt that other person the same way. The same way. So I have an affirmation that I'm going to write up on our wall. This is on my wall of affirmations. And I made it just so you may have a favorite affirmation that helps you through the day. And if you send it to me, we'll talk about it online, and I'll put it up on my affirmation wall with your name beside it. And that'd be a nice thing to have happen. So please stay excited with me. Share the good affirmations. We want a good feeling to be flowing through us so it can flow to others. We want to be able to do positive, think positive, be positive. I know it's hard sometimes because we have a lot of stuff, but that makes it even easier sometimes for me because I look at everything that's going out there or I listen to a little tidbit of the news or something like that. And, it's so depressing and what's going on out there. And our government seems to be going all different directions and the school system's not doing what they're doing. And our police officers out here doing what they're doing. And the world seems to be going just not the way we planned on it. But what's the most important thing is that we have to stay focused. And we just have to keep being positive. And we have to make sure that we keep putting good seeds into our children, into our family, into our partners, to our spouses, to our neighbors. You keep giving it. You keep giving it. It doesn't matter if you don't receive it back. You keep giving it. That's just like a smile. And even if you don't have the perfect smile, I don't have the perfect smile, but I always got my daggone teeth showing. I'm always smiling. And it's okay because I want to smile. When somebody comes walking down the street and I walk by them, I want to smile. And I want to say, have a wonderful day. And I want to say, hello, and if possible, if we strike up a conversation, if the time's deemed for it, then have a positive conversation with a total stranger. And then they won't be a stranger. That stranger turns into a friend. And then that type of behavior just continues. What we put out there will continue to go on and on and on and on. But we just got to start. You got to start somewhere. You have to put it out somewhere. Okay? You have to put it out there somewhere. And with you is the best start. So be careful what you say to people. Be careful the tone you say it in. Not so much as that you're going to hurt you. Well, in a sense you are, because you're putting it out there and then your stamp is on it. So it is hurting you. But what it's going to do for that person that is directed towards. Sometimes the outcome or the effects of what happened may not be noticeable until way down the line. And when that person comes back to you and they're grown and they said, do you remember when you called me this? Or do you remember when you said that to me? Oh, baby. Oh, you don't want that to come back. You don't want that to bite you in the butt. No. Say nice things. If you have to say something that's not nice or negative or just off the chain awful, if you want to be awful to yourself, just don't include the ones that are in your life, because they still have a wonderful life to live. God gave them a wonderful life to live. And I want to encourage you not to have awful thoughts, not to think awful things, not to say awful things, because those things, they tend to become part of us. You say something, it's part of you. You believe something, it's your belief system. That's a part of you. And you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that awful person. So I deeply, deeply encourage you to stay positive. It's hard, but you can do it. Keep that smile on. When you wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning and the grandkids are everybody asleep, and I go to my grandkids and I say, good morning, time to wake up. And they're looking at me like, you're a crazy woman. But I love it, because now they're responding to me like, good morning, Nana, good morning. And I love it. It just sets off our day in a positive manner that you will not believe. It is so awesome. It is so awesome. And, then we're up and we're cooking and all that stuff, but keep it positive. Words hurt. Words hurt a lot. I've heard that life is hard. I hear a lot of people say that. I say life is beautiful. I also say we make our life hard, but it doesn't have to be. We make things difficult, but it doesn't have to be. We make things almost impossible sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. What we need is a deep breath, pray to God, and you'll be on the right track. You'll be on the right track, but you have to not move so fast. Have you heard the expression, sit still or be still? That expression is a great way to think about it, because when you're still, you get a chance to think. Otherwise, when you're all rambunctious and you're all over the place and you just want to throw some crap out there in the world. No, take a moment, be still, sit silent, ask God. Oh, hey guys, thanks for joining. Hi. As you can hear, I'm just trying to keep it positive, because we already live in such a negative world. And what we say to our children, what we say to people that we love, and how we say it to our neighbors and how we say it to our parents, all that matters, because it's a part of you. It's a part of you. And once we start spreading that good love and that good cheer, and they expect that good love and that good cheer coming from you all the time, they expect it. They don't expect no growling back. They expect that good, happy, wonderful feeling that you provide to them. And they're going to look forward to seeing you. They're going to look forward to seeing your face. They're going to look forward to being around you. They're going to ask you for advice. They're going to ask you um, uh, just to be a part of their life. You'll feel it. They'll pull you in. They'll pull you in. You become part of their life because good breeds good, positive breeds positive. It's always been that way. It will always be that way. Okay? So on to my next affirmation. And remember, if you have a positive affirmation that you'll like for me to share, I would love to share it. I want to share as much positive as I possibly can through the entire world. So if you have something that you'd like to share, just go ahead and send it to me. You can get me on Facebook. You can write in the comments underneath in the comment section. I haven't gotten this electronic thing down packed yet, but I'm still working on it. And I'll be able to bring you a lot more information coming up pretty soon about some of the events that are coming up and some of the things that we're trying to do to keep it positive, to keep the positive vibes flowing, to have this big, huge family of positive thinkers and positive doers. Because you know what? All that stuff that's happening out there in that world, if we became the masses, if the positive people in this world became the masses, if we became the majority, then we can minimize all what's going out there, all that's not conducive to God, all that God has not put his blessing on. We see it. We see it every single day. It's heartbreaking, but we can do something about it because it only takes one person to change one person's life. It only takes one person to say the right thing to another person. It takes one person to give a big old hug to a nice little old lady in a convalescent home that don't have anybody to talk to. So if you want to do something good, you want to do something positive, hug an older person today and tell them how much you love them. Ask them for some advice. Make them feel like they're still worthy, like they're still relevant in our lives. Can't just dismiss them and put them in a corner and just think they're going to go. Eventually, they will go away. They will go home. They will go home to God. But right now, they're here with us. And we have to make them feel like they're still a part of us in our lives. And anything, I want you to know, you're watching me, but anything that you might disagree with or anything you might like to add to what I'm saying, please leave a comment, leave me an email, and I will put it in. Even if I said something wrong or whatever the case may be, I don't mind being critiqued. I don't. I think all of us together, we can move on in a positive manner. And by you giving me positive feedback, we can do just that. My position is I want as many of us to put it out there in the world. Because when we're putting it out there in the world, guess what? That world can't give us back so much crap because we're so busy putting it out there. We're so busy putting out that good stuff. And we're creating good stuff. And we're creating new relationships based on simply just being nice to each other, simply being good to each other. Okay? Guys, I love you. And I'm not going to stop doing this. If I have 1, 2, 3, I love you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Donna. Hi, it's been so long. Thank you for joining. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to continually do it. I'm going to continually put it out there. And if you guys help me, help you continually put it out there, it only takes one. Okay? So that's going to be it. I'm going to wrap it up for today. There's just one last, and it's really important. I wrote it down today, and I wanted to close with this, and it was by Dr. Martin Luther King. And it goes, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep it moving forward. You have to keep it moving forward. That's my time for today. I enjoyed being with you. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I will do this every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm sorry, I misspoken. That's Monday and Thursday, and I'm changing time from 6 to 7 p.m. so more people can sit at home and we can go through affirmations and figure out how we can save the world together. Okay? I know. I'm a little over the top when it comes to it. I know. My daughter tells me all the time, "Hi, Judith. Thank you for joining me." So, in conclusion, keep it moving. I love you. Until next time, take care. Bye.